What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. And as the title and thumbnail suggests, this is going to be the Bandai Limited Movie Monster Series Zilla 2004 from Godzilla Final Wars. Or at least I hope it is, because last video I did get that incorrect. But hey, there's no way I can get it incorrect a second time, right? So with that being said, nothing more to it than to get right on into it. And alas, like I said, there is no way I get it incorrect a second time, right? You'd like to assume so, but I'm pretty confident this is the Zilla Bandai Movie Monster Series figure, just because I think it's the only thing that I have out in terms of shipment right now. But yeah, and speaking of shipment, this one actually was evading me for a little bit. I guess it was payback for getting it incorrect on the last video. But I had, just for like a quick story time, they tried to deliver to me on this past Saturday in August, but I wasn't able to sign off on it. And so I went Monday to pick it up, and they're like, oh yeah, we don't have it either. So we're gonna make you sign a form and everything. If we don't contact you in a limited amount of time, then come back and just kind of like complain for it essentially. And so here we are, Wednesday, and you know, I didn't have to complain for it, thankfully. I just went up, acted like it was the first time going, and they had it there, so very fun. But hey, as long as we have it right. But boom, here it is, as you can see, just from the silhouette of the bubble wrapping packaging here. Let us get into this one. Have to make my way in, it looks like. I'm just gonna tear right through it. Thank you for the protection bubble wrap, but I can take it from here. So here we go, the big reveal, and don't mess it. Ta-da! Here it is. Oh, looks like it's got a little bit of warping just from shipment. And you know, for a really like lanky long figure like this, you know, it's pretty much kind of expected. You can see it, you can kind of see the warping on the tail. Nothing a little hot air can't fix, right? And so with that being said, let us start here. And look at that, Zilla 2004 and 2024. So obviously Zilla from Godzilla Final Wars, not to the 98 film. At least for the tagline, that's kind of what they're going for. There you are, Godzilla Final Wars Bandai Movie Monster Series. So with that, look at it and rejoice. This is probably one of the newer, or I don't know, honestly I don't have too much of a Zilla or Godzilla 98 collection. This is the first figure that I actually own personally. I know that they had that really big one. I can't remember the manufacturer. It may have been Trendmasters, but don't assume I'm absolutely correct on that. I know they had made a really big one, but besides that, I know YSMF, they also had made their own Zilla as well, but Bandai finally decided, you know, hey, let's get into gear and we're gonna go ahead and make a Zilla. So here it is, right? In terms of articulation, it's kind of what you'd expect as a Bandai figure, right? The arms can just go up and down, which is nothing too unusual, and then the legs have a full set of rotation as well. So with that, it looks like there's a seam at the tail, but obviously you cannot move it, and then there is no neck kind of seam. It's just straight up like that. So going to it, you can see it kind of has a red eye. I would say that's definitely a red eye, and then just some mouth paint. Dang, I'm surprised. You know, usually that kind of gets skipped over sometimes in figures, but I actually really like the detail here. You can see a lot of these scales. I would just say scales there, and you can see it even on the cheekbone there, a little bit of detail, and then towards here, kind of like the gills, if you want to call them that, and then going to the arm there, and then continues into the dorsal plating, and then even along the arms here. So awesome. Even the nails are painted, which is actually a plus. Very nice. And just to get some more detail in there, you can kind of see even on the bottom portion of the figure, it did not get skipped out. And then just a little bit, is that the light? No, yeah, it's just the light. I was gonna say a little bit of white paint, but no, it's just the light reflecting there. It's pretty much all gray to my knowledge. Actually, you know what? Just a tiny bit of like whitening coloration to kind of give it some more depth. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, so going onto the plates, you know, they're not too prominent. You know, you see these first set and then it really just kind of dies off here, but it goes all the way down to the tail. But at least on the plates that we do have, it is a kind of like a nice silvery blue. You can kind of see the blue tint on the very tips of the plates, which looks awesome. The silver paint really looks nice, especially when the light reflects just like that there. It's got a little bit of blue paint on it, which makes it stand out really well. I want to say it's really just on the set here, and then after that, like I said, you can kind of just see it goes along with the mold. It continues, but there are no paint applications on the tail there. So that is it for the body of the figure. Lastly, just some more detailing scales there just to give it some extra depth, but nothing insane. But honestly, you know, it's about high time that we've gotten some form of, you know, figurine for Zilla officially. I know that, oh man, what was the other studio that did it? There was a studio, I think it was, I don't know if they're called Studio Series or Masterpiece line. They're the ones that make the really big statues as well. I know they have had one of their Zilla figurines kind of like, I don't want to say in limbo because I don't know the entire scenario, but I know that they have had a pre-release for it, just trademarked as Zilla. I don't know if it ever came out. I just know that it existed at one point. But, you know, it's very cool. You know, hopefully this kind of kicks off the train. I mean, you know, in terms of like getting some more merchandise. And obviously, you know, the elephant in the room is, you know, the negative perception towards Zilla or Godzilla 98. But, you know, it's kind of unfair because if there are some other movies that are highly looked down upon and they also get merchandise, then, you know, this one, you know, can still get some as well. So they're probably testing the waters, and, you know, they did label it as a 2004 version, not the 98. So who knows? Maybe if sales are, you know, enough that they can actually give a little bit more support to Zilla. So we'll have to see what comes in the near future. Besides that, we're gonna go ahead and do some comparisons. Like I said, I don't have any straight Zilla comparisons, but I do have the monster arts of Godzilla Final Wars. I don't have a Final Wars Bandai Godzilla, so I figured this would be the closest one. And so, yeah, very, very cool to have both. And obviously they have made a Final Wars Bandai, but haven't had the opportunity to pick it yet. So very cool with Final Wars there. And lastly, with our most recent American Godzilla incarnation, we do have the 2019 Godzilla. This was from the 2021 DVD Godzilla vs. Kong set that they had, but this is the 2019 mold, and a little bit biased towards the 2019 mold just because I love 2019, but I will grab the Evolved and do it shortly here just so we can see both versions. And I do not have a Movie Monster Series 2014, but hopefully that changes. I would like to see that change, but let's go ahead and do the Godzilla Evolved real quick. And so this is the most recent Godzilla, American Godzilla incarnation that we can put against our very first one. So how far we've come, right? How far we have come indeed. Oh. And yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it here for our review. You know, honestly, it's a fun figure. It's definitely really fun. It's really something cool to have, especially considering, like I said, how limited merchandise we get of Zilla or 1998 Godzilla. And, you know, it's just finally cool to have something of this level. Who knows? Hiya Toys, Monster Arts, they could be next in line to give us, you know, kind of like the Zilla or Godzilla 98 figurine that we've been looking for. Who knows? Hopefully this guy has sold enough to where it's gained a lot of traction to show the, I guess, investors or the people that process, you know, what monster is next or getting figures, to see that, you know, pretty popular despite the negative reception the movie had gotten. But yep, that's gonna go ahead and end it here. As always, let me know what you guys think of our Godzilla 1998 or Zilla 2004. And with that, I will see you guys within the next video. See ya!